Hey everyone, my name is Damon, and Serebii came through yet again. Serebii has been like on the ball the past few weeks. Okay, so there have of course been updates on Serebii of more Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire news and information, so I will be relaying that information to you guys. So, to sort it all out, we have 2 new megas confirmed. All the megas that we saw in the CoroCoro scans has been confirmed, and there's been information on that. We have a shitload of in-game screenshots. You have no idea how many screenshots were uploaded. All of this stuff here I will be showing to you guys, talking about to you today. First things first, let's watch the official trailer that has been released by the Pokemon Company. So obviously first we have Mega Latios and Mega Latias that have been confirmed. We've all known for this for quite a while, but now we have some information here about the Southern Island and the Eon ticket. Obviously in Omega Ruby you can encounter Latios, and Alpha Sapphire you can encounter Latias, which I think is actually reversed than the original games. I'm pretty sure in Ruby you found Latias, and Sapphire you found Latios, or unless I'm just getting that completely mixed up. But here we are with the Mega Evolutions. If I can skip ahead here. Got Latios, who has that nice Luster Purge, and Latias, who of course has that Mist Ball, both of which are of course their signature moves respectively. Then of course we have I believe Steven Stone. Oh no, first of all, okay, we have the whole flight thing with us doing all kinds of twists and turns, doing a loop-de-loop, and then we could speed up and slow down and turn right and turn left and day and night and whatever we want. Sort of Mirage Spots to find rare Pokemon. We have been confirmed that these dark masses floating above Hoenn all around are in fact Mirage Spots, in which you can feel a presence behind the black clouds, a strong wind is blowing, and you can go inside and you can catch legendary Pokemon. Unfortunately in this trailer it does not show you going inside the portal or the black Mirage Spot, whatever it wants to call it. And notice that there's only 6 Pokemon in this trailer, when Serebii had originally said that you will be able to get all non-event legendary in Generation 6, which means either there's a lot more Mirage Spots that they're not telling us, or there's other ways that you're going to encounter these legendaries. So we just have a whole bunch of Wi-Fi battle here with all the different legendaries, and now we have the POKENAV. there is a lot to do in this POKENAV, all of which I will be covering later, but the details are really here, the basics. We have the Dex Nav, we have the AREANAV, we have the Buzz Nav, we have the, of course, the PSS system, the PokeMe, and the Super Training, all of which are from the original Pokemon X and Y. And then, of course, we have Mega Pidgeot and Mega BEEDRILL. Mega Pidgeot, unfortunately, his in-game animation did not save it at all. In fact, I believe that just made it worse. I absolutely hate Mega Pidgeot. Mega BEEDRILL, though. Mega BEEDRILL is my guy, though. He is a champ. And of course, I'm still hung on the fact that I believe Mega Shiftry is inbound, simply because, again, in this animation, you have Pidgeot, who's going against Gallade, and then you have Mega BEEDRILL, who's going against Shiftry, side by side with Gallade, who is, of course, a Mega. Shiftry has not been confirmed to be Mega, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. But let's get into some other details. We'll get back into the points of the trailer a little bit. A variety of new pages have been added to Serebii, detailing many new things of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, all of which I will be explaining here. First off, we have the Mega Evolutions page. Nothing really outstanding here. Newly introduced Mega Pokemon of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have been listed here, along with their types, classifications, heights, weights, abilities, and any special details about them, such as their stats or flavor text. For example, Mega's Teplo's description states, "This Pokemon was first revealed in the CoroCoro issue released in June 2014. This Pokemon is to Mega Evolve from the starter Trico you receive in-game. Mega Septa can cut off a portion of its tail to fire it like a missile at its opponent." As well as the obviously already announced Megas, 2 new Megas have been confirmed in both the Korean and Japanese ORAS demos. Well, I guess one's in the Korean demo, one's in the Japanese demo. I'll touch on that in a second. These 2 Pokemon are, in fact, Mega Glalie. Sorry, I missed an L there for a second. And Mega Steelix. Mega Glalie. Well, he looks like a Nutcracker. At least the first time I saw him, I thought he was supposed to be a Nutcracker of some sort, which I guess may or may not be what they're going for. Ice shards, as you can see, are piercing through him. A large horn has spawned from the top of his head. The entire bottom half of his shell has seemingly snapped off, leaving a bunch of jagged black spike things along with his wide open jaw that is very menacing, very creepy, especially since the top half of his head looks pretty much identical to what it was. But aside from that, he has been confirmed to be a pure Ice type with the ability Refrigerate, which, if you did not know, causes all normal type moves to become Ice type and receive a 30% increase in power. This was first discovered in the Korean version of the ORAS demo, and I believe is also available in the European versions. Yes, right, he is available in the European versions as well. Next up, we have Mega Steelix, who on the other hand looks pretty dang awesome. A bunch of reflective prism-like crystals are shattering through his steel-like body. Some odd hexagonal markings are shown on some of his rocks. Circle of mirror-like shards are circling around his body, and he has 2 sets of metallic prongs poking out of either side of his face. And of course, Steelix has been confirmed to be a steel ground type with the ability Sand Force. He, unlike Lily, was discovered in the Japanese demo, and as of right now, that is the only demo that Mega Steelix has been in. Whether or not he is going to be in the American demo, I have no idea because the American demo has not been released yet, but as of this recording, he is not in any other demo. Now, speaking of demos, both of these Megas are to be transferred over to the full games when released if you get them in your demo. Say you had the European demo or the Korean demo, and you got Glalie. You can transfer that over to Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire when the full games are released, free of charge. If you want more information on the demo, look up Lord MBZ or Gangsta on Lord MBZ on Twitch and Gangsta on YouTube. Lord MBZ has streamed the UK version of Twitch, and Gangsta has streamed the Spanish version on YouTube. Oh, also the Spanish version had also gotten the Glalie, which I guess is the European version. It's the same thing, just different language. I've watched both, but preference of choice, I guess. Watch whatever you want. If you want to wait until the American version comes out, even though the European version is the exact same thing, I'm just probably a different Mega. Whatever, just look them up. They have a lot more information. Serebii obviously has a lot more information on the demo as well. I will go ahead and leave the articles in the description if you want to look them up yourself. But aside from that, I will keep you guys up to date about any new Megas that are in fact confirmed from now until ORAS is released. I don't know how many are going to be released. There's only like a month left, so there's really not a whole lot of opportunity to send a whole bunch out there. As I said, I'm guessing Shiftry will most likely be confirmed, but we'll have to see. Going on to Serebii's second new page that has been added recently, we have Soaring, or Soaring in Hoenn, whatever you want to call it. The first section is about flying in Hoenn. As Serebii describes it, a brand new feature of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is the ability to fly freely in the skies about Hoenn. Once you obtain the Aeon Flute item, you can call upon Latios/Latias and they will Mega Evolve and take you up into the sky. This allows for quick transport across all of the Hoenn region, as well as access to other areas. Flying other Pokemon is all under your control, with the ability to speed up, slow down, and even do tricks in the air. You can also land at any time above a route, island, or town. So, basically what this means, we finally have the free fly that we've always dreamed of in Pokemon. It's not absolutely perfect. You obviously do need Mega Latios or Latias in order to access these skies, who also require the Aeon Flute to mount. You're given the ability to speed up, slow down, and do tricks in the air, and you can land in any route, island, or town. Serebii's page here only details one single shot of Soaring, so let's head over to their screenshot page and get into some more detailed matters. First of the newly added screenshots, we have some obvious in-game shots of Mega Pidgeot and Mega Beedrill. My OCD is killing me and screaming at me to never use Mega Pidgeot. Just look at that thing's hair. That's not right. Just look at its face in general. That is not Pidgeot. And of course, as we saw in CoroCoro, Mega Pidgeot is taking out a Gallade who can become Mega, mind you, as I've been mentioning many times. Mega Beedrill, on the other hand, looks so amazing. Look at his little drills on his hands and on his feet, and then that one giant stinger. I love how the trailer depicts him as well, and notice yet again that he's taking out a Shiftry, who has not been confirmed to Mega, but is one of the only Pokemon in these screenshots that does not have a Mega Evolution. You'll see why I say one of the only ones. Very interesting, huh? Anyways, back to Soaring, we have a Mega Latios, notice the red eyes, in battle on Route 109, right before Slateport City. This was, of course, in the trailer, if you did not watch that, for whatever reason it was in the video. We then have a shot of him using Luster Purge on a Blaziken. Right on cue, we have a shot of Mega Latias, yellow eyes, in battle with a Milotic. And may I just say, I love the whole trees in the water in the backdrop. This whole atmosphere thing going on in the battle is just amazing, using Mist Ball. Now I know, just like Shiftry, Milotic hasn't been confirmed to be Mega, and a lot of people have been speculating that, oh, Mega Shiftry has been confirmed, Mega Milotic is confirmed. I don't know so much about Mega Milotic, but Shiftry has been shown quite a lot in these screenshots, and you'll see again why in a second. But anyways, after that, we do have May on Mega Latias, or Latios, I don't know, I can't see the eyes, doing all kinds of twists and turns above routes and cities like we saw in the trailer, but more in depth here. And then Brendan doing the same thing with a couple of islands. An image of the Aeon Flute is shown, which looks just like a small little plane. The first time I saw it, I thought it was like a grappling hook or something, and I was like, that doesn't really make much sense. And then I looked much more closely, and I was like, oh, that's supposed to be a plane. Well, that's kind of convenient. But either way, the Aeon Flute states that we can summon Latios and Latias regardless of our location, which makes me wonder if that means Latios and Latias will not actually be part of our party. As you saw in the trailer, when Latios and Latias, it says they join your team, but I don't know if that actually means they're going to be part of our party, because why else would you be able to summon them regardless of their location? That wouldn't make much sense if they were just in the PC box and you could just call them out with the Aeon Flute and they just materialized out of nowhere. I feel like they'll just be roaming around Hoenn until we call for them, and then we can just Mega Evolve them and just ride around to our heart's content. I don't know, because that wouldn't really explain the whole battling part. It's all very kind of confusing, but I'm sure we'll get more information on that later on. Then of course we do have a shot of both the top and bottom screens. Like I said, I'm bringing up the example of Dragon Ball Z again, as this is pretty much exactly what we have here now, with the whole top screen of the overworld of you flying around and the bottom screen of the map following around with you. The next shot depicts May flying in on a volcano with some item or package on top of it. I'm not really sure what that is. And the next few shots show us over some islands, speeding up on our Megas and slowing down. Going back to Serebii's Soaring page, we are told that while we are in the skies of Hoenn, if we see flocks of birds just flying around, we can fly into them, interact with them, and battle Pokemon such as Wingull and Taillow. Of course, these are not the only Pokemon that are going to be available, and a full list of these will be provided on the launch of game, upon the launch of game, I should say. Going back to the screenshots, we can see multiple encounters of that. First off, we do have not Mega, but we do have Altaria going against a little Tailo. Makes sense, you know, Tailo's in the sky, and Altaria can become a Mega. It makes sense that he would be shown in the screenshots. And then for the second one, we have Shiftry going against a Swablu. Now, why would Shiftry again be shown twice now, unless he was being hinted at to be a Mega? I don't see Milotic in here multiple times. I've only seen her in here once. Well, I guess in the trailer too, but that doesn't really count, but you know what I'm saying. Like, seriously, why not Pidgeot? Pidgeot was just confirmed to be Mega. That would be perfect there for a Sky battle. Why not Salamence? He's a flying type, I guess. I'm sure he could fit in these flying Pokemon things. Why a Pokemon that has nothing to do with flying and has no Mega? Speculations, people. Speculations. Mega Shiftry is happening. I'm telling you this. And finally, going back to Serebii's page, we do have information on Mirage Spots. Serebii states, among the various places you can visit while soaring, you will be able to find Mirage Spots. These spots are special areas in the sky or on islands inaccessible without flying, and only when you have achieved certain requirements which will give you access to a variety of legendary Pokemon. These Pokemon can only be obtained through these methods in this generation. The Pokemon known so far are Lugia, Ho-Oh, Dialga, Palkia, Reshiram, and ZEKROM. We'll provide a full list upon the launch of the game. Apparently, those 6 are the only ones specified as of right now. Obviously, a full list will debut on launch of the game, as Serebii stated. However, this does counteract Serebii's statement the other day of all non-event legendary Pokemon will be obtainable in Generation 6, which I assumed meant in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Meaning, more than likely, there's a lot more than just these 6 Pokemon available to us. Notice how, in these screenshots of all 6 legends, they have various backgrounds, nothing looking like a dark and misty place inside these Mirage Spots, if you will. Perhaps Mirage is more literal than implied, with us literally going into an area that doesn't belong in Hoenn. Just for some food for thought, obviously, of some amazing things to come, though perhaps these aren't actual depictions of where they are, merely just screenshots of them in battle. Still, if we fly through one of those Mirage Spots and end up atop of Spear Pillar with Dialga and Palkia, you have no idea how much I'm going to flip out. But, through all of this, one thing I touched on last time is not explained, but is shown in the screenshot still. May lands on a random island like I said last time, and a presence is watching her, testing her apparently, and then out of nowhere, a portal opens. And like I said last time, as you saw in the whole depiction of Reshiram and the whole portals thing, Hoopa, it's likely Hoopa's portal. Of course, it's not confirmed, but that is my, 85% sure assumption that it is Hoopa that is doing this. But at the same time, nothing has been explained so far as to what is causing these Mirage Spots. I don't see why Hoopa would have anything to do with this if Hoopa is over there dealing with the portals. But the portals also haven't been explained, so I'm just still sticking to my speculation that all of this somehow ties into Hoopa being a mischievous Pokemon, sending things through time and space where they do not belong. If you want my information on that, go check last week's update. I guess it was technically last week anyways. And finally, the last page, or I guess there's another page, but that page really has nothing on it. The last page that Serebii has added is the new and improved POKENAV Plus. Google Plus, anyone? The first feature is the DexNav. The DexNav is one of the most important features as it can get you access to a variety of Pokemon. First, it can tell you what Pokemon are in the area you're in. Second, when you're sometimes in an area, you will see a Pokemon's tail coming out of the grass or water. Using the DexNav, you have the ability to search to find out data about this Pokemon. Using this, you can find out what ability, potential, and if it has a rare move. I don't know what potential means, like what the potential of a Pokemon is. Maybe the potential of finding it? If it's 3 out of 3, maybe that means you're guaranteed to find this Pokemon. But anyways, if you have also seen a Pokemon with the DexNav, you then get the ability to search solely for that Pokemon to make things easier for you. The search feature of the DexNav can be upgraded based upon how many Pokemon species you have found throughout the DexNav. As your DexNav level increases, you get a better chance of getting hidden abilities or rare moves. You will also get more details on the Pokemon when you scan it. So, This may mean that a few Pokemon that have had hidden abilities in the past that you weren't able to get because of the whole Dream World thing, that they didn't exist there, maybe now you'll be able to get those Pokemon legit with these hidden abilities. The DexNav has one more feature in which allows you to register Pokemon in your Pokédex without battling them. This is done by interacting with them in the overworld in cities. In addition to that, you may see flocks, groups, or schools of Pokemon in the overworld. This allows you to make sure that you have the Pokemon in the Pokédex. So, like I touched on in a couple updates ago, when there are Wingulls flying about, you can scan those, and they will instantly be added to your DexNav. And in one of the screenshots, there is a screenshot of you standing next to a trainer with a Slakoth on the ground, and you were able to just scan it right there. 100%, it's in your Pokédex, so you don't have to catch it. It's registered, everything is great. Actually, the screenshots show quite a few of these. First up being Pikachu in the grass. When you're sneaking up on a Pikachu, you can scan its tail in the air. You don't have to catch it, you don't have to disturb it, you just scan it right there and it's done. Then of course I said there is the old man on the bench with a Slakoth on the ground that you could scan, everything's perfectly fine. Of course, it doesn't scan it perfectly, as you did not catch the Pokemon, you don't know its height, you don't know its weight, but it is in your DexNav. Then you have the School of Love Disc underwater, or I guess like near the water, under the water. You have a whole bunch of Wingulls by the shore, by the lake there. It's all pretty neat. Next up, we have the AREANAV. The AREANAV is simply the map of the Hoenn region, but it has more features than a standard map. This time, you have the ability of keeping track of a variety of things. Sorry about that. First, you can track the secret bases that you have accumulated, as well as any berry trees if they're ready to be harvested. This is a feature that I most certainly enjoy because in my times of playing Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, I would place berries everywhere, and I would have no idea later on where I had placed them. So this whole AREANAV thing that tells me where they are is pretty nice to me. As well, the AREANAV also has features that give you details on the cities and routes, as well as listings of what Pokemon can be found there. Finally, it also has the return of the Trainer's Eye feature. This lets you check details out for a variety of trainers, including their location, and see if they're willing to have a rematch. If any of you have watched my Pokemon Black True Randomized Nuzlocke series, you will know that this next feature is a feature that I will love. It is the BuzzNav. The BuzzNav is a new feature of the POKENAV and gives you access to a variety of special television shows in-game. These shows give you information about various Pokemon, routes, and characters. However, it does have a feature used in Street Pass. As you Street Pass more people, you receive more programs. Excuse me, again. Like I said, if anyone has watched my Pokemon Black series, you will know that I always loved to watch the whole TV programs thing that was going on. I don't know why, it just seemed really comical to me how much random information that's on there. And now I can do it on the go, because it's on my bottom screen while I'm running around. And finally, the last feature of the, the POKENAV Plus that has been added is the PlayNav. The PlayNav is a new feature that brings several old features together, old meaning from Pokemon X and Y. This feature brings the 3 bottom screen features from Pokemon X and Y back to the fold, like I just said. But instead of having to scroll through them all, they're all on one convenient screen. First is the PSS, or the Player's, what does that say? The Player Social System? Player Search System? Sorry, I can't read that right now. This allows for you to see other players as they are online or locally near you and challenge them to a wide variety of activities including battles and trades. We already knew this in the X and Y. It also gives access to the Battle Spot, GTS, and Wonder Trade options, and the Holocaster for keeping up with Pokemon news. Now of course we have PokeMe makes a return and has changed very little. It allows for you to pet and play with your Pokemon in order to get a variety of boosts such as gaining more experience and surviving various attacks in battle. Then of course finally is Super Training, which allows for you to track the effort values you have given to your Pokemon, as well as train them in each specific stat. All of these features have been shown in the trailer if you watch them along with me. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is all the information that Serebii has posted. Let me quickly refresh one last time, make sure that I'm not missing anything. Oh, we have some more information on the demo. That's pretty convenient. Okay, Serebii says, during the demo, you start off by going to an island where Team Aqua and Magma are hunting for a specific Pokemon. This Pokemon is Glalie or Steelix depending on where your game is from. Like I said, in the Korean or European versions right now that is Glalie, and I assume in the Japanese and American versions you will get Steelix, which is pretty nice. I will already be getting a Glalie because I won a giveaway the other day, so I have a Glalie, and I would love this Steelix. Steelix is in Japan, Glalie is in Europe and Korea. After that, you can play the demo multiple times to get more things. This takes you to several islands where you could have certain tasks. At the end, you either get more people in Moss Deep City or items to send to Pokemon ORAS on its release. For example, after 3 plays, you can get Pokeballs to send to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and Heal Balls on the 5th. There are 5 island layouts upon which you can visit, each with random Pokemon. The task for each island changes from finding Pokemon to battling various trainers or battling one Elder Trainer. Heart Scales can also be transferred. Gifts seem to stop after the 10th playthrough, where you battle against an Elder who has a Sceptile, Blaziken, Swampert, and a Hariyama. You get Heart Scales at the end. Now, like I said before, if you want more information on the demos, go watch a demo. There are plenty of people streaming, recording. I know Game Boy Luke has just recently uploaded a series of the demo. I think the King Nappy is going to do. Actually, no, he's obviously in America, so that he's going to have to wait until October 21st, because that is when the American demo is out. But like I think Tyranitar Tube is also streaming on Twitch, so you can go. There's a lot of streams that you can watch of this. But either way, that'll be all the information for me today. So if you guys are as hyped as I am for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, then please hit that like button. It does show your support. I know a lot of people don't like hearing it. It's the same thing every time. It's at the end of the video. A lot of people have probably already clicked out by now. But it does show your support, and it does make me a happy person. It allows me to make more content in the future, because I'm like, oh, hey, people actually want to watch this stuff. But either way, until Serebii releases some more information, that'll be all for me today. So, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all later.